Everybody, it's episode 7, and we're finally getting our 4th Tinkerbell. That's right. Your homie Christian for episode 7 got the last Tinkerbell gift set he's going to need, which is going to be great, because we get to not only open get our 4th Tinkerbell, which in my opinion has been an all-star, personally for the deck. I really enjoyed it. We also get some Fable packs, not a bad little price here. And then we got 4, that's the wrong side, 4 Whispers packs as well. So we got 8 packs to open today. We are hoping that we can just do any better than last episode. Last episode was the worst pack opening experience we've had on the channel so far. Which, for what it's worth, 6 episodes it took for that. Not too bad. I do think now that we're like starting to get to, I don't want to use the word solve deck list, but like now we're, it's becoming less likely that we're just opening things we're going to use, right? Because in the beginning, with only 2 starter decks, we were willing to use anything. But now we're being a little bit more selective here. Shoot, man, like it starts, set shape start in like 2 weeks or so at the time of filming this. Is ridiculous. But I'm feeling pretty good. I'm going to feel even better once we get into the packs here. We're just going to jump right into it. I've learned my lesson this time too, by the way. I pre-opened the set this time. So we got our binder again. Shout out to the binder that we're not going to be using. All to get, look at those. Some packs and a Tinkerbell. You love to see it. Now what do we open first? I should have thought about this. I don't know what to open first. Last time we opened, I guess last time we opened these, we only opened Fable. That was all we had. We've been opening a lot of Whispers. I think we should open the Whispers first. Shout out to our Tinkerbell. Nice, shiny, foily Tinkerbell. I think we gotta open the Whispers packs first. We gotta get redeemed. We have to. There has to be something better than Black Cauldron in these. Anything. So we're gonna start with these. We got 2 Daisy Duck, 2 Demona packs. We're gonna start with the Demona pack. All right, here we go. I'm still like floundering over our double Black Cauldron pull yesterday. Hopefully it can be better. We got a Mickey Mouse Detective, a Dragonfire. Shout out to the 2 reprints. You love to see it. Clean the Saberwing, a Donald Duck, a Gurgi, Launchpad, Pluto, Bellwether, Zootopia. Still haven't seen the second movie. Trust in Me, into another Cold Stone Creamery, into a foil Cricky. Well, I think that's our 4th Cricky. So, not that we've been playing a lot of Crickies, but something, I guess. Already better than Black Cauldrons, in my opinion. The Cold Stone card is kind of cool. Not to talk about stuff that isn't going to apply to us completely. I am shocked that they didn't make a Gargoyle starter deck. For this time around, but I guess it's fine. Promising Lead, another Dragonfire, Junior Woodchuck Guidebook. We got a Chomp. That's I think our last Inspector Tezuka. Shout out to Brandon Miller. He's been mentioning this card a lot in the comments, and I haven't had a chance to try it yet, but I think this week we are going to try it. I don't know. I think this card's like, I'm not sure how useful this card is going to be for us in the most of the game, but like anything to help protect our Judy Hops and like some of our other kind of important cards that have to go sideways, even if it's just 1 attack, might be fine enough. So I'm excited about this. So this is going to go into the side here. Goofy, Recovered Page, Performance Review, Judy Hops. Oh, bro. Dude. First rare is a legendary. Dude, I got jump scared. And it's Cinderella. That's number 2. Oh my gosh. This is already so much better than Black Cauldron. Oh my goodness. I still don't know if we're going to play him though, but double Cinderella is very impactful, I think, for our deck. Or I should say that. Way more impactful than just one, right? Like there's a world where we could reasonably play 2 Cinderellas just for the sake of having them now, or at least if that's the direction we want to take the deck. It's an option. Personally, I'm super stoked, and that means we have another legendary. And I bet it's not Black Cauldron. It could be Black Cauldron. It's another Webby. All right, I think that's Webby number 2 for us, which not useful in our series. The Cinderella's so dope, though. Oh my goodness. and a Raja. Alright. Well, second Cinderella? We cannot complain about that. This card at the time, I remember at the start of the series, this card was like $65. Now it's like $25, which is way more reasonable. I'm so shocked that this card jumped to 65 right when it happened, but nonetheless, double Cindy. Maybe we can end up at the end of the series, we can have a playset. Let's not get too hopeful, Christian. No, let's not get too hopeful. Alright. Next up, we have Rapunzel, Hermes, Big Owen, Headless Horseman, Headless Man Horse, of course, Jet Sam, Webby's Diary, Nibs, Sudden Scare, Next Stop Olympus, into another Daisy Duck Sapphire champion. It's super funny. This is like not the champion card I was really hoping for. We're kind of hoping for Plutos. I think that Pluto would be a really nice card to have. If you look at our current build, especially from last week, we have very few Sapphire cards. It's mainly Steel cards. And Performance Review foil. I've been really hoping for a Pluto. It's funny that we've pulled 2 Cinderellas in this series, and none of the rare Pluto Steel champion. But we'll change that in this pack, obviously. We got Li Shang, Brooklyn, Elsa Exploring the Unknown, a Finnick, Tiny Terror, Francine, Miss Beakley, Might Solve a Mystery, Flynn Rider, Robot Queen. Oh boy. Here we go, everybody. It's back. Super rare Luminary Tunnels. I don't think... I made a joke to someone the other day that if I pull any more of these Luminary Tunnels, if I pull enough, I'll play a Sapphire Steel Locations build. Just for vanity. We're getting closer to that. Oh, we got another Legendary. Bro, what is this? Holy Tabokis. Oh my gosh. Okay. So we got Cinderella. We got a Webby. And it's a Hercules. Okay. Okay. We got a Herky. This card's really sweet. When I first read this card, I actually didn't realize its full effect at the time, where this character can't be dealt damage unless he's being challenged. That includes, like, when you're challenging because you're not being challenged. Like, stuff like that just kind of flew over my head. So, like, this card is actually, like, seeing some slight bit of play. And pretty good, all things considered. I actually like this card quite a bit. We got a rare Shere Khan as our last card for Whispers in the Well today. Well, what can I say? Way better than last time for Whispers. I don't think we're going to be using this, but like the fact that we have it is super sick. There's actually like a build that I was considering for this if we had more Cinderellas, and it's based off if we get enough of the cards from in here, which we won't today. I don't even think we'll pull one today, but if we do, that'd be pretty sweet. I'll talk about it a little bit more if we pull it. But starting off Fable, I haven't opened Fable in a hot minute. We got a Moana, Pluto, Enchantress, Eeyore. Ooh, Developer Brain. I like Developer Brain a lot. That card is very reasonable as a 1-drop. I don't know if we need in our deck, but I'm happy to have them. Elsa, Aurora, Hey, Li Shang. First rare is a Nala. This card's pretty interesting. If we had like more of these, like if we had like more Alices and stuff like that and more of these, we could play like some aggressively slanted build, which I don't think we're gonna do. But this card being able to quest for 3 off the bat and have resist 1 is not a bad card whatsoever. Kind of nice to have in the collection here. Followed by super rare Lilo. Whoa, that card's pretty good. That's a pretty sweet pull. Now, we have the Donald Duck, which boosts which boosts the Detective by Challenger 2 for +2, and being on a 5/4 4-cost body is pretty good. However, Lilo, one Lilo is actually like kind of awesome because it allows not just our detectives but all of our characters to get Challenger +2. Super sweet pull. Ooh, that's a nice one. And a Common Jasmine. Okay, I think we're definitely going to try the Lilo this week. I'm a huge fan of that card. Also, I'm a big Lilo fan. It's especially good in decks that just like people just aren't like ready for it, right? No one expects the Lilo sometimes. PJ Beats, Atlantica, Make the Potion, Prince Naveen, Coconut Baskets, Poor Unfortunate Souls, Dumbo, World's Greatest Criminal Minds, Lufu. First rare is an Ursula's Shell Necklace, a rare genie supporter friend, and a foil Queen of Hearts. Alright. Nothing to speak of there. Nothing to speak of. Alright. Third pack for Fabled. Max Goof. Heal What Has Been Heard to Megara. 3-cost Bodyguard Hercules. Maybe not the worst card to have. One jump ahead. That card's kind of interesting. I guess if we don't have enough sales, like maybe this is something that we might want to have. I'm Stuck. Donald Duck Gentleman. Judy Hopps, not a detective. Very disappointing. Little John. I forget what this card does. When you play this character, choose one, give it your resist 2, or deal villain. Very situational and uninkable. Not for our deck. First rare is a John Silver for the Luminary Tunnels build that I was joking about. Maybe it's a thing. Followed by a rare Moana to a foil Luisa Madrigal. Okay. Alright. We got it. I want 1 legendary out of this gift set. Is that so wrong? Is it wrong? I pulled 3 legendaries so far. 3 out of 4 Witcher packs. Is it wrong to just want a little bit more out of life? Maybe it is. Another Max Scoop. Stitch Alien Dancer. Pegasus. Beastmere. Jasmine. Timothy Q. Mouse. Medallion Waits. Mama Odie. Aurora. Alright. First rare is an Alice accidentally adrift. When you play this character, you may put chosen item into player's inkwell face down and exerted. And whenever this quest, chosen opposing character gets -2 strength this turn. So there is like a weird thing where like if Emerald Chromacon Dogs becomes like really popular locally, I might have to play this just for like some semblance of item removal. Actually, there's a 3-cost 4/3 Judy Hopps that already kind of does the same effect. So never mind, not helpful. Followed by a super rare Ursula Voice Stealer. All right, and finally a rare foil Power Line. Okay. Well, in terms of opening, we definitely had a little bit more going for this one than the last one. I'd say like these like couple really aren't super like impactful, but like the Tinkerbell and the Lilo for sure I think are going to go into the deck. I think the Tezukas are interesting enough to try. The card I was most interested in from Fabled, other than Hades, was Aerial Sonic Warrior, which we haven't gotten any of. Because there is a weird world where like we might, because we're already playing Strength and he hurled his Thunderbolt, that we could build some sort of like heavier song variant that plays the Aerial Sonic Warriors. I actually think that'd be like a pretty decent route to go off of, but I think for the most part, they're rare, so they're hard to get. You know, that's really the problem. But it's something to keep in the back of our mind as we like look forward to the last 2 weeks of opening. But anyway, I'm going to take a look at what we got here, jump into our next deck that we're going to be playing for the week here, and I'll catch you all in a moment here. All right, and we're back. So I went through and I changed a couple cards here. So I'm going to go over each of the changes here that we're going to do for the week. The first one that seems maybe the most notable are these 4 Basil Detective cards here. I took these out for Francine's. I'm trying this out for the week. I don't know if it's any better or worse than Francine. Obviously, the lack of 4 strength is definitely going to be like notable. But we are going up on a Donald Duck for the week to have more ways to gain strength, as well as an extra Lilo. So now we have 3 Donald Duck and the Lilo, so we have 4 ways to boost strength if we need more ways to hit the 4 cost threshold, which we have other ways to do that anyway. But one of the things I found was like, I think I wanted to have more ways to at least like threaten board, because we're kind of a dock deck. I'm trying to lower kind of our cost threshold a little bit more and playing things that force interaction a little bit more, and things like Quest for 2, if you turn them sideways, you have to interact with them, right? And it still has 3 strength, which is like not unreasonable to have on a 2 questing body for 3. It can still sing strength and whatnot. So we're trying it out. We might go back to the Francines, but I wanted to try that out first. We also have our 4th Strength Raging Fire, non-promo, store promo version. I just swapped it out from what we originally got because they curl too much. So I have a normal strength here, even though it should be the foil one. And then I also have another Tinkerbell. So I believe these 3 cards here, 1, 2, 3. Oh no, I'm sorry. These 4 became from the 3 Clawhausers. that I had in the deck, and the Prince Charming. Again, like I said, trying to lower our cost curve a little bit more. I think still having the 6s are fine. I still have the Vincenzo's in the deck. I really, really like Vincenzo. It's inkable, so it doesn't really get stuck in your hand. I still have the Scar as well. I'm debating if I should even keep this or not, but I like the one of Scar, like what it represents in our deck quite a bit. And then I took out 1 Black Heron and the 2 Lexingtons to try out these Inspector Tezukas per suggestion by Brandon Miller. I think they're probably fine. Again, like they're just more ways for us to like find inkables in our deck. And he did make an interesting point of like on turn 5, which if we ramped with Mickey, which is like our turn 6, if we do have like a means of like playing like a 4 cost into a 2 cost, that's like it's just as pretty impactful as like slamming like a Clawhauser in our deck, which I think is very reasonable. If we go like Judy Hopps or Donald Duck into Inspector Tezuka, that's like pretty good. It helps protect our 2 questing like Basils or Judy Hopps a lot more. I like the idea of it, and I think it's something that I'm excited to try out. Now, I did say during the challenge that I will not be doing any trades for our deck. I will say I broke it just a little bit. I didn't trade to get something new for our deck. I traded a little bit of my personal collection to trade for something that we already have. And that's an enchanted Judy Hopps. We technically only have 3 of this card, so I'm not going to put it in for my 4th. I'm just going to take it out. I'm just going to take out a 3rd, one of our 3, and put this in. I think this card looks super sweet, and I thought it'd be really fun. Even though if we didn't open it, that we could play with a cool enchanted for the series. And I think it's such a thematically appropriate card that when I had the opportunity to get it, I'm like, I'm just going to grab it. Would love to get the Nick Wild at some point, so... we are going to also be playing with this Judy Hopps. I'm actually going to put it in the deck right now. In terms of locals tonight, though, I'm excited to see how the deck list looks as we get closer to the set championship. I think the 4th Tinkerbell is just going to be so nice to have. I think the Lilo is actually going to be... we're going to see, obviously, but I think the Lilo is going to be way better than I even expected it to be. I'm super excited by the Lilo. And the big question marks are basically these... the 3 Tezukas and the 4 Basils. Is this something we're going to want to keep in our deck? Or maybe are we just going back to Francine, Lexington? You know what I mean. So anyway, I will catch you all at locals. All right, take care.
So here we go. So we'll get you...
We got 4 packs today for entering, which is unbelievably generous. And it's 1 of each of the last 4 sets. Wait, 4? Something close to that. All right, we're going to start with the Whispers back here. We're going to get down on here. We really want Pluto. That's really what I really want from these days. I can't wait to open these later.
This is what you gotta do.
On second Wind Dancer. We got a second Wind Dancer. I'll play that. I didn't like the 1, but maybe 2. Maybe 2 will sway me. Alright, what is this, Fable? Alright, come on, buddy, come on. Oh, Smash, we don't have a Smash! Oh, I thought that was Enchanted.
Ooh.
Oh, that's an Alice, I guess. Epic Pegasus. That's pretty cool looking. Look at this beast.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not what we're looking for. Yeah, we take those. This set is so trash.
Oh, saving sale for last. Let's go.
We have to. Dude, if it's Namari or bust from this set, it's such a sad set. Oh, man.
Oh,
my
cool, goodness.
Actually. Vinny's kind of cooked, actually. That actually might be good against green blue.
We got some amazing uninkables tonight.
Amazing uninkables. Story of my life. Alright.
Okay, here we go.
We gotta get that sale. This is an important sale. Institute Technology's not a sale. That's so heartbreaking.
What could be in the foil slot?
No, it's a Stitch. Alright, you know what? That's okay. That's okay. We have a Mare Wind Dancer.
We take those. We
take
take those.
Hey folks, looks like we got ourselves a match from locals here. We are playing against an interesting deck here. We're playing against Amber Sapphire aggro here. Aggro kind of princess deck. I wanted to record this one because I thought this is a really interesting matchup, and it did give me a little bit of a run for my money, which is, I guess, not too shocking for the deck at this point, for what it's worth, but we go ahead, we get to be on the play here. We start off with the good old Mulan into Black Heron Open. And he starts off with Daisy Duck. We feel pretty good just to quest this Mulan, assuming he's not going to swing with his Daisy Duck into it. Where we just crack back with the Black Heron here. Nothing to really say here. And he sails, inks, and then goes for a Aurora here. We got ourselves a Mickey Detective, which I think is kind of nice because I don't believe I had a 3-drop in my hand yet. Yeah. And we just go ahead and slam into the Daisy here. Now, I think this is a mistake on the player here. I think he should not have quested, seeing that it was just like a free trade, and pretty much he was just going to get me a card for free at this point, but neither here nor there. He goes for the Ludwig, and we get to see our hand of Mickey, Doc, and a couple other cards I didn't see. No actions, that's all I know. It turns out I did have another Mickey, so 2 Mickeys in hand. Sometimes I do like to try to get the, when I'm at 5 ink, or 5 or more ink, to try to go Mickey into Doc, if I can enable that into my hand. We ink the Judy Hops and go into Broadway. I don't think the Judy Hops is going to be too useful for me here, and I opt just to keep it upright. I forget exactly why I chose to keep it upright. I'm pretty sure I had too many cards in hand, actually, now that I think about it. I probably have 3. And I didn't, and I wanted to use this Broadway to probably slam into the Aurora or to Sing or do something along those lines here. He goes for a Cinderella, questing the Ludwig to where he's feeling free just to quest with a card that's just going to turn into his ink anyway. We slam a Tinkerbell down on the field. And we just go ahead and quest. Feeling pretty good now. 2 cards in hand, which I believe is Mickey Doc. So next turn we'll probably just slam both of those. Ink and slam both is what I probably would do at this point, assuming that I draw an Inkable here. We're feeling pretty good at this spot here. He plays the Minnie Mouse, the really cool support one, that can banish a character. Or he doesn't have support, but it can banish a character with 5 or more strength that's exerted on quest, like a Criminal Mind. So that would be pretty good if you had a character with support to be able to take out my Broadway. But yeah, we just go for the ink, play Mickey, play Doc, play another black hair, and then we just send it. I'm feeling quite good at this position. As long as he doesn't have a way to take out the Broadway very efficiently, he has to swing all 3 guys into it just to do it, and which would be amazing for me, I feel. Yeah, because right now I'm questing for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So he has to kill this Broadway this turn. So I think his only option, if he doesn't have any way to boost this Broadway and quest with Minnie, is to just slam all 3 guys in, which would be kind of tragic. Thinking about it. Yeah, and he's just doing it. Sending them all in. Take them all out. Yep. Run the crew in, squad up. He's left with just a Daisy Detective, which I think at this point probably will not help him as I get to quest to 18 here. I play an Ink Runner into a big old Genie, and we just go straight to 18. And he just concedes the game on the spot here. So that is game 1 here with me on the play, and then we're going to go up into game 2. With him on the play, he goes ahead and inks a Horseman Strikes into a Daisy deck. I go ahead and ink Vincenzo, play a Mulan. We pass back to him, hoping for nothing too crazy, but of course, what happens when you play against Daisy deck on the draw? They have 2 more Daisies. It's pretty standard here. I get a Basil, the 3-drop into the hand, and Tragedy strikes as I ink the Basil and just pass. I believe my hand is like 3 or 4 Basils at this point with no 2-drop. So at this point, I'm pretty sure I'm just dead. There's not much I can do with a 2-1 Mulan. Yeah, I finally found a 2-drop the Black Heron, but at this point, it's just going to be way too late. He goes ahead, he inks and just passes at this point. Thankfully, doesn't play anything else. If he had played anything else, I think I would have just scooped immediately. We play a Basil and we just pass. Best we can do. If this is a Nick Wild on the field instead of Mulan, I could have shifted and swung into a Daisy, which I think would have been way better than slamming just this Basil. He actually goes ahead, inks, and shifts into the Daisy here, questing for another 6 to go to 14. 2 more Daisy triggers. The Daisy is kind of interesting because now I can't like have a 4-ink turn, which is actually quite annoying. So I have to actually think about this a little bit. I'm still trying it out, seeing how far I can get, basically. If there's any semblance of chance for me to win through this. He hasn't really gotten any wider, so I'm trying it out a little bit here. I go ahead, play another 1 and a 2, sing the strength on a Daisy so I can keep the board presence up. and we pass turn. Goes ahead and sails. And his hand must be really awkward at this point to like not have like any other characters that are like worth playing. Like going into sail seems very weird to me. Doing some quest for 2 here, boosting the Daisy, and he takes out the Basil, which I find a little confusing personally, but that's fine. So I go ahead, I ink a card, kill the Daisy, and then I have enough to Thunderbolt plus Mulan swing the big Daisy here. And I quest for 1. I could have done this in maybe in a slightly better order to have that ink upright before I ink for turn, but I don't think I had a 1-drop, so I don't think it mattered. He has 3 lore on board with Aurora, which is pretty scary. We get to go for a Tinkerbell. We get to clear the LMW at least, and then we quest for 2, just trying to keep some board presence here. Lore presence, I'm sorry. He plays, I believe that's Mulan. Yeah, Mulan, the new one from Fable, where when you quest, you get to look at the top 4 and grab a princess from it. I wish that card, so real talk, I wish that card had the Judy Hopps tax of on play and on quest. I do not think it would have been very broken at all to have such an effect. He goes ahead and passes, hoping that we can't answer the Aurora. But we do have enough to strength. Or at least Thunderbolt, yeah, strength of here, play the Scar and all that. Yeah, I really wish the Mulan had the same type of text where like when you quested it and when you play it, you get to do this search effect. I really don't think it'd been that strong. It's a 5 cost. It's like okay stats at 3-5, not amazing. Quest for 2 at least, I guess. Maybe that's like the big differential. But I would have gladly taken the lore away just to have a better search ability. He goes ahead, plays the big old 3 questing Aurora. I cannot answer it. I'm dead. I am dead in the water here. So we are moving on from that to our game 3, where we are back on the play. And we didn't have a 1-drop this time. Inking the Basil and passing. A little scary against a Daisy deck, who, of course, has another Daisy deck. Never not have him. And we go ahead and ink runner, play a dock out. So we're off to just like a kind of a bummer of a start here. I kind of need this Daisies to be questing because I think my hand is kind of awkward here. He inks and just plays Ellenwee, which I believe is fine for me. I think he sailed into Ellenwee. We get the Mickey. Our hand is still a whole lot of nothing. I'm debating on just swinging. Yeah, swinging and putting a damage on the Daisy and passing here. Which very well could have been a mistake, but I feel like at this point, if he like quests with Ellenwee and swings Daisy into dock, I'm not too upset by that. Another Ellenwee. Oh, I'm sorry. That first card, that's not Ellenwee, that's Rapunzel. that's actually way worse for me. So in hindsight, I don't think I would have. Yeah, I don't think I would have attacked the dock, and if that was the case, yeah, that would have been a kind of a misplay here. But we do not get punished for it. But good thing to note is because that was Rapunzel, I should not have quested or attacked that dock into Daisy. Otherwise, he would have quested his Rapunzel and just gotten too much trade value. But I guess the Mickey Mouse could have finished it off, so. Interesting ideas, but we have the strength for Rapunzel. I think that was actually my mindset, was if he does do the Rapunzel thing, boosting Daisy and swinging into dock, my Mickey could take out Rapunzel, which I think was a greater threat. He kills my Nick Wilde with the Criminal Mind after shifting Daisy, so we're super sad about that. And then clears my Mickey, so I'm back to just a meager dock. But this dock can take out the Ellenwee, which I'm pretty happy to just do, get rid of it. And we got to deal with this Daisy deck. Now, I think my hand is mostly bigger stuff, so now this Daisy effect is actually kind of annoying. So we go for a Basil, play a Tezuka, and we just pass, I think, at this point. We go for Cinderella. Drawing for turn here. We go with Genie. Questing for 2. And we just pass. He goes ahead and quests, I believe, supports the Cinderella. No, he supports the Basil, and then Criminal Minds the Basil with the Cinderella. I don't think he played anything else. I don't think he should have sung that. I think he should have just quested and hard played it. He has plenty of ink for it, but again, neither here nor there. I'm kind of thinking over this turn. I think I can clear the Daisy deck. I think I have a Thunderbolt, and Tezuka can just go ahead and go for it. Genie clears the we ink and then dock, which we can do now because the Daisy's gone, and then we clear with the Genie. Now I'm starting to feel pretty good, starting to take back the board. The lore is still pretty early on, so something that we can just still get back into. Just goes ahead and plays a 3-drop Mulan. Not much to really say into the face of my Genie here, so we just play another Tinkerbell and we just keep questing. At this point, I think I'm starting to just bombard him with too many threats that he can, more than he can generate himself. And my threats are steel cards, right? So they're a little bit more impactful than, say, this Daisy deck, unfortunately. We go Mickey into Judy, and we just go to 11 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Looks like 7. And get to 18. It's gonna boost the Mulan, kill my Tinkerbell. Fine by me. We just continue on. Yeah, now we have a draw engine too. We keep finding more of these Mickeys. Keep on Mickeying. We Vincenzo the Ellen Wee for maximum value, and then we just quest up here, and I think that's going to be the game here. Yeah, draws Tipo, and that's pretty much it. I do end up going to a 1 at this point in the whole event, of course. Never better, never worse. And it was pack per win. Our pack per win was Azurite Seas. The first pack that I opened, I forgot to record, but truly it was nothing. And he's opening this next one. We get a Calhoun out of Azurite Sea. That's super, super big for us. Super stoked about the Calhoun here. I think it's going to be an amazing addition to the deck here, for sure. So we're actually back home from locals at this point. I did want to quickly make a video going over what we pulled, how the locals went. I mean, again, never better, never worse, right? We're 2-1. Super whatever about it at this point. It's crazy that I have never changed. I've been so consistent in going 2-1 in every locals I've gone to for this challenge, which is, it's funny and a little annoying for me if you ask me, at least, right? I would love to have a little bit more diversity in records, or at least a 3-0. You know, more to say than anything at that point. But I think at this point, I think our next video that we're going to be recording is going to be our first set championship. So this is the culmination here. We're going to be opening our packs of the week, and we're going to be tackling our first set championship for the weekend. I'm super stoked. I don't really know. It'd be crazy to finish it up the first weekend. I really do not expect that to happen, if you ask me. If my record is anything to be considered, you know what I mean? But if we can, maybe keep it up, we can at least get a card or two. That'd be amazing. I don't think I'm gonna play. we do get a participation card just for showing up, which is something I could put into the collection. But I really do not believe the Detective Daisy deck is really worth running in our deck. But maybe for vanity, we gotta run at least one. But otherwise, the Calhoun was, I think, great. Just dogs have been kind of popular, growing in popularity lately. So having Calhouns is good for those random aggro decks that show up, and for dogs and whatnot. I am considering throwing in, I think I have 1 or 2 Benjas from some Fabled opening. I'm considering throwing some of those into the deck, solely for the fact that like Chromicon, I think, just eats us up alive, and I don't know if there's anything that like we can do to help in that matchup other than getting Chromicon. The matchup, I think, is just kind of grody no matter what, for what it's worth, but something to consider, options to consider for the set championship. But I'm really excited. I'm really super excited. We're starting to get to the culmination of the series here. Starting to see exactly where we can take off, where to go next. So please stay tuned for that. This next opening, I'm hoping it'll be a big one. We're starting to kind of get to the point where like every opening, unless it's a bigger card, they're starting to become a little weaker. I'm really hoping to get nabs some Azurite Sea. I've had a lot of trouble getting Azurite Sea to find sales, but I think sales would immensely, or maybe more Calhouns or something like that, would immensely help. Just give me more flexibility for how I want to build a deck. But either way, thank you guys so much for watching. See you all next week on our next episode, for where we finally get the chance to see our first set championship for set 10 for the Sealed Only series. All right, take care, everybody.